Okay. And so at this point, then you're refilling the big gulp. You're surviving on 2 hot dogs a day, but you get this reputation as the guy who can walk like 30 dogs.
That's when I came. So that it was in San Diego.
Yeah.
Okay. So then in San Diego, I got a job in a grooming salon with these 2 awesome white ladies, and I learned my first sentence: "Do you have application for work?" That's all I learned.
That was the only English.
That was it. After that, I have no idea what to say. And so the ladies, I came in and do you have application for work? And they start telling me and asking me stuff I couldn't answer, but they had a Cocker Spaniel in the back. And they showed me a picture of this Cocker Spaniel, how they wanted it to be groomed. But the dog was biting them.
Oh, I see.
Okay,
yeah.
And so I went in there, grabbed the dog, hold the dog, touch the dog, and start grooming the dog. And of course, their jaw went down. And how do I do it? You know what I mean? How this guy that is dirty can touch the dog and groom the dog without the dog feeling aggressive about it. And the dog actually, start moving the tail. Trust me, it's the energy, the approach, it was different. And so from that point on, I went from to finding, $5 a day, whatever you get with sweeping and watching cars. They charge $120 for that dog groom.
Wow.
Which any groomer will get 50% of profit. So that day I made $60.
It's a lot of hot dogs.
So that's exactly what I said.
Is it?
It's exactly what I said. So I ended up grabbing $50 and turning it back because I thought it was just a one-time job, a one-time experience with them. And he said, no, I don't need, in my head, I don't need that many hot dogs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so I gave him $50 back. I keep 10, so I thought that was what it was worth. And now the ladies gave me the $60, and they asked me to come back the next day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So me being a Virgo, I saw their place, and I started cleaning that place like it was mine. We like things very, very clean. And so they were very appreciative because they were older ladies. So I started moving things, cleaning up. The place was just perfect. And so they loved that part. And I started watching dogs. I started preparing them for them so they can groom them. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like to bathe them, blow dry them, and then. So I was like a machine. Young guy with 2 old ladies. I was like, I'm from heaven.
Yeah. That's great.
So I made $1,000 in a month there.
And then shipped off to LA? And
then that's when I went to, I don't know if you ever heard about Miller Outpost.
No, what is that?
It was a store. It was a store where they used to. It was it's like Target, but so I went and bought my first 501.
Oh, jeans.
Jeans.
Yeah. Oh, big time now.
I had no clothes. I was wearing the same clothes. I took a shower in the bathtub, in one of those bathtubs.
The dog bathtub, like at the grooming. So you're in there, like kind of hosing yourself down.
I mean, when you grew up on a farm, you got a bucket, do that thing. So you MacGyver it. So I went and bought my first with $1,000. My first jeans, which it was the worst thing I did, because they were hard. So
the jeans were hard.
I never knew you have to wash them first. You know what I mean? And so that was the worst thing. But I got my first 501.
Nice. Yeah. So you're looking stylish.
Looking better.
That's right.
Not stylish.
Not stylish. Just not homeless.
That's right. Well, yeah, not too homeless. Yeah. And so I went to the Greyhound, and then I bought a ticket. But you have to learn when can you cross the San Isidro.
What is that a
San
river?
Clemente, sorry. When you have to cross San Clemente immigration point.
Oh, those checkpoints.
Yes.
Yeah, I barely think about that because I don't get stopped at those.
Me neither either.
Now you don't, yeah. Because you're driving a nice car.
A nice car, yes. And they know who I am, so that's good. Everybody has a dog, all the immigration.
Sure,
yeah.
Hey,
your show helped me a lot. So then, you find out when they're not checking, so you can take the bus, because they will stop the bus immediately.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so you can cross in a car, that's not a problem, but it's the buses they stop mandatory. So you learn the streets, and then one time this guy said, Cesar, they're not stopping anybody right now. So I went and dropped the keys to the ladies.
Oh, you left like that on it. You didn't plan. It was like, let's go.
Yeah, you're in the streets. You don't plan.
Yeah.
The streets, you don't plan
Right.
anything. There's no planning in the streets. Homeless people don't plan their day. They just live the day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Sure.
it's a freedom behind, which is awesome. You know, here I have to plan, I have to talk to everybody, make sure I'm going to Singapore in February 10, and so I have to plan, you know, in advance how
Yeah.
I want the animals to do, you know, to work or to be, you know, all of that stuff, and
But
how
you-
the house and all
You
that.
still didn't speak English, though, right?
No,
So how did you end up learning English? How do we get from, all right, I'm showing up in LA to dog trainer? I mean, because the rep was you were kind of this underground guy for a while that could walk all these dogs
in LA.
in LA
Yeah.
with no leash, and the
Yeah.
gangbangers are hanging out, and
Yeah.
they're like, there goes the crazy guy with all the
Yeah,
dogs.
yeah.
Don't mess with
Mexican
the guy with
That's
the
right.
dogs.
He's crazy.
Yeah.
It's definitely crazy, you know, who has that many dogs off leash? Rottweilers, Pit Bull, German Shepherds, you know. To me, you know, if you see that painting right there, that's normal, you know. In Mexico, nobody has leashes on a dog.
Mm-hmm.
You know, dogs go to the market, to churches, to the beach. In third world countries, the leash law is not even a thing. You know what I mean? So the
Yeah.
land of the free has more leash law than
Yeah.
the land that we call not free. You
That's
know,
right, yeah.
so for the animals, Mexico is way better. You know what I mean?
Can run around.
Yeah, they can fly, they can swim, they can run, they can do their thing. Yeah.
So you learn English because of just by being around it, or are you trying to figure out how to get a better job at this
Back
point?
in that time, well, yeah, of course. My customers were NBA players, you know, NFL
Okay.
players.
So your word
Nicolas
has spread at
Cage,
this point,
yeah. You
Nicolas
know,
Cage?
Nicolas Cage,
Okay.
Vin Diesel. You know,
How did they hear about you?
yeah,
Do you know?
the Mexican guy in the street.
Oh, that really sort of went viral.
Yeah. I never had like business cards, so it was
You don't
it's a
need one.
Mexican guy. So back then, the forum, it was where the Lakers used to play, you know. And so I was from Inglewood to South Central, walking a pack of dogs, and I would start walking a pack of dogs of people. Their dogs were frustrated, you know. So I would go around. I was just bored, and I asked people, "Hey, do you want me to walk your dog?" And many ladies would say no. Most of the times, the ladies were at their house, and the man went to work. Say no, and some ladies will say yes. So that in the hood, most of the dogs that they are outside are Rottweilers.
Sure, yeah,
Nobody
protection.
has a Labrador taking care of their home. You know what I
Right.
mean? You don't see Labradors in the hood. You see Rottweilers, Pit Bulls, German Shepherds. So Inglewood and South Central is the hood, and so I started. To me, they're dogs. You know, just you know, they were just Rottweiler, but to me, I seen a dog. So I started walking, and people start paying attention to that, you know. And I don't know if you remember, but it was a radio show. It was called Rick D's in the morning.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Okay,
Sure.
so I love Rick because I love his English. It wasn't like if you would listen to 105.9, you know, like it was a lot more gangster, more
Yeah.
yeah. And so I didn't want to speak like, you know, with slang and anything like that.
Sure.
I just want to speak clear. So I started listening to Rick, you know, I had a boss, Jay Rio, he gave me a chance watching limos, and he gave me the opportunity to have an Astro van. And so he only speaks English to me, you know. I was a Caucasian guy. And then later on, I met Jada Pinkett Smith, and she had 4 Rottweilers. And that's when I told her, listen, I would like to do a little bit more than what I'm doing right now. I would like to have a radio show. I would like to be part of a TV show. You have to aim high, even though it sounds crazy. I'm already in America.
Because you're washing limos and you're like, yeah, I want to be on TV.
Yeah.
People must have been like, okay, buddy.
Oh,
whatever.
most of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially the people close to you.
Yeah.
You know, they will totally doubt you faster than the people who is outside your intimate space. And that's something that people have to be careful about it because that hurts. You know,
Yeah.
so if you believe what they believe, you're done.
Because you're Cesar the limo washer at this point. You're not Cesar Millan.
And I'm an
world famous
immigrant.
dog. Yeah.
And I
they're
don't speak English,
They're
you
like,
know?
oye, hermano, no inglés. And you're like, shit. Yeah, I got to figure this out.
I gotta figure this
Yeah.
shit out. So those obstacles, those are obstacles,
Yeah.
you know. But again, as you believe, as your faith, as your passion, and it's the opportunity that you're looking at. You know, I'm looking at. I need to teach people what you see now. You know, I teach people about energy and dog psychology, and then how to train dogs. So, but to me, it was like such a big opportunity.
Yeah.
I just have to speak it. I just have to speak English. I didn't even I say I have to have papers.
It was, yeah.
I just have to speak the language of these people who are so in a need of being trained. That's when I start saying, I don't train dogs. I train people and rehabilitate dogs.